Breaking news. Israel is fighting Hamas deep in Gaza City because it plans to take control of security in the enclave after the war. As the month-long conflict entered a new phase on Tuesday, Israel announced that its ground forces were battling Hamas fighters deep inside Gaza's largest city. Israeli leaders expect to control the enclave's security after the war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's comments about maintaining security in Gaza for an indefinite period, and the push into the city itself hint at an uncertain endgame in a war that Israel claims will be protracted and difficult. For over a week, Israeli ground forces have been engaged in fierce fighting with Palestinian militants inside Gaza, effectively dividing the territory in two and isolating Gaza City. Chief military spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said Israeli ground forces are located right now in a ground operation in the depths of Gaza City and putting great pressure on Hamas. Israeli forces are not making significant military gains, according to Hamas spokesman Ghazi Hamid, who spoke Tuesday from Beirut. Hamid said, "They never tell the people the truth. There were many Israeli casualties on Monday," he said, "and many tanks were destroyed. The Palestinians fight and fight and fight against Israel, until we end the occupation," said Hamid, who left Gaza days before Hamas' October 7 rampage in southern Israel, which sparked the war. The Associated Press was unable to confirm either side's claims independently. Israelis marked the 30th day since the Hamas incursion that killed 1,400 people, a significant milestone in Jewish mourning. More than 250,000 Israelis have fled their homes near the Gaza and Lebanon borders in the face of constant rocket fire, and about 240 people abducted by Hamas during the attack are still in Gaza. More than 10,300 Palestinians have been killed during the past month of relentless bombardment in Gaza, with roughly two-thirds of those killed being women and children, according to the health ministry of the Hamas-run territory. Strikes that leveled entire city blocks likely resulted in the deaths of more than 2,300 people. Approximately 1.7 million of Gaza's 2.3 million residents have sought refuge in UN schools. Civilians in Gaza are relying on a trickle of aid and their own daily foraging for food and water from supplies that have dwindled after weeks of siege. On Tuesday, as hundreds more Palestinians fled Gaza City to the south, Israel launched another wave of strikes across the Gaza Strip. Many arrived on foot, while others used donkey carts to transport their more elderly relatives. Some people were only carrying the clothes they were wearing. There is no food or drink, people are fighting in the bakeries, one man who declined to give his name said. Hundreds of thousands of people have followed Israeli instructions and fled to the south of Gaza to avoid the oncoming ground assault. Others are hesitant to do so because Israeli forces block a section of the north-south highway. The south has also been under constant bombardment. Several buildings in Khan Yunis were hit by an Israeli airstrike early on Tuesday morning. An Associated Press journalist at the scene saw first responders pulling 5 bodies, including 3 dead children, from the rubble. A rescuer pried a young girl from the arms of a sobbing man, saying, let her go," as they hurried her to an ambulance.